The Illusion vs. Reality Student Life Edition. Ah, student life. Movies make it look so glamorous, right? Parties, cute outfits, and endless free time. The reality? Slightly less glamorous. Picture this. You're running to class in mismatched shoes fueled by yesterday's coffee. Sound familiar? Welcome to the real world of studenting. It's a wild ride of laughter, tears, and yes, a whole lot of instant ramen. But hey, at least the memes are relatable. Don't get me wrong. Being a student has its perks. The friendships, the learning, sometimes, and the feeling of being on the brink of adulthood. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's more like thunderstorms and the occasional pot of gold at the end of a very long, sleep-deprived rainbow. But you know what? Even with the struggles, there's something magical about this time. It's a time to figure out who you are, what you love and hate, and how to survive on a diet of pizza and vending machine snacks. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the hilarious, messy, and ultimately unforgettable world of being a student. Let's talk about the academic marathon, shall we? It's a race against time, fueled by caffeine and the sheer panic of approaching deadlines. It's a whirlwind of lectures that feel longer than a Lord of the Rings marathon, and textbooks heavier than our will to live. Remember that time you pulled an all-nighter, fueled by nothing but coffee and sheer determination? You swore you'd never do it again, but here you are, a week later, living the same sleep-deprived life. It's like we're stuck in some kind of academic Groundhog Day. But hey, at least we suffer together. There's a weird camaraderie in those shared moments of panic, like when the professor announces a surprise quiz, and everyone collectively groans in despair. We're all in this academic pressure cooker together, and sometimes, the best way to cope is to laugh or cry together. Besides, who needs sleep when you have the thrill of cramming a semester's worth of knowledge into your brain the night before an exam? It's like living life on the edge, except the edge is a stack of textbooks threatening to topple over at any moment. Ah, the student budget. A delicate ecosystem where every dollar counts and ramen noodles are considered a gourmet meal. We're constantly bombarded with messages to invest in our future, but like, can we invest in a decent meal first? We've mastered the art of stretching a dollar further than a yoga instructor can stretch a hamstring. Discount codes are our love language, and we can sniff out a free pizza from a mile away. We're like financial ninjas, except instead of throwing stars, we throw pennies into wishing wells, hoping that maybe, just maybe, this semester we won't have to choose between rent and textbooks. But here's the funny thing, we're broke, but we're also kind of bougie. We'll happily survive on instant noodles for a week, then splurge on concert tickets or a fancy latte. Because hey, mental health is important, and sometimes you just need a little treat to remind yourself that there's a world outside of textbooks and student loan debt. Section 4. From homesickness to hope, the emotional roller coaster. Let's be real, being a student isn't just about academics and finances. It's an emotional roller coaster ride from homesick heights to exam anxiety valley. It's missing home-cooked meals and the comfort of your own bed, all while navigating the choppy waters of new friendships and existential crises. Remember that first week of college? The excitement was real, but so was the lump in your throat every time you called your mom. It's a weird mix of freedom and fear, like you're finally flying solo but kind of wish you had a co-pilot for this whole adulting thing. But then, something magical happens. You find your tribe, your people, the ones who get your weird sense of humor and love you even when you're rocking sweatpants 3 days in a row. You bond over late-night study sessions that inevitably turn into gossip fests, share your deepest fears and wildest dreams, and realize that maybe, just maybe, you're not alone in this crazy journey called life. Section 5. Graduation, worth every all-nighter and dollar slice. And then, after years of blood, sweat, tears, and enough caffeine to fuel a small country, it happens, graduation. That glorious moment when you walk across that stage, diploma in hand, and realize that you actually did it. You conquered the mountain of textbooks, survived the financial famine, and emerged from the other side, a little bruised but mostly triumphant. Sure, the real world awaits, with its own set of challenges and triumphs. But for now, let's bask in the glory of accomplishment, the bittersweet feeling of closing one chapter and eagerly and slightly nervously anticipating the next. So to all my fellow students out there, keep your heads up, your coffee mugs full, and your sense of humor firmly intact. Because even though it's tough, even though it's messy, and even though we might be running on fumes and a prayer, This journey is ours. And trust me, when we finally reach that finish line, diploma in hand and a heart full of memories, we'll realize that every all-nighter, every dollar slice, and every tear-stained textbook page was worth it. Now go out there and conquer the world, one sleep-deprived, caffeine-fueled step at a time.